Hello and welcome to another episode of what? First Lady Prenuers.
Yes, First Lady Prenuers, we're here.
We are here and we are super excited to have another opportunity to spend with who? With you. I am one of your lovely hosts. I am Lady Shawanna Kennedy, and I am joined by the magnificent First Lady herself, Lady Tiffany Anisette Pringle. And we're excited to be with you. I hope you are able to catch our last episode where we were talking about part one of what? You launching your business and things that you could do. We were giving you some wonderful steps and tips to getting that thing started, or things to even consider and suggestions that you can do, right? I'm excited. We're excited to we want to just even jump right in. So what we'll do is jump in with even a little bit of a recap. Part of that recap, when we were thinking about what things you can do for your business, the 7 steps, it is what you have to even, what's that idea? Think about what that idea is. What is that thing? What's the thing that you have that you're passionate about? And if you're being honest, it's something that you potentially can even make money doing that thing. But then outside of having and making a decision on that idea and moving on that idea, what do you have to do? What? Do your research. Research is so important. The things that you do at the beginning can save you headache on the back end, right? So not only the idea, but then doing some research, because it can definitely save you time and money. And not only that, speaking of money, then you have to then work out that business plan. What is that plan? We have a beautiful and amazing idea, right? We've done a little bit of research, right? And you have, some things that you've now accumulated. But what's that business plan? What does that look like, right? Also, what's next? Then you think about, what's that budget? You got a plan, but how much is that really going to cost you to do all of these things? What is that for you? And I want you to have a real conversation with yourself. And even possibly, what is one of the things we think about first ladypreneurs as first ladies? Having a great sounding board, having what? Iron sharpens iron. And so that's why I get the privilege to be in this space, in this platform, with someone as lovely as what? First Lady Tiffany Anisette Pringle, because she is what? A faceted individual who has done a lot and continue to do a lot of things to what? Expand not only for herself but her families, their empire, their legacy, their living legacy. Oftentimes people talk about legacies, right? But I need a living legacy. I believe that we can enjoy some things on this side of heaven. What do you think about that, Lady Tiffany? What we got? What do you got for us? Come on, let me hear from you.
I love it. I agree. That is the purpose for our show. See, we are here to inspire and showcase women of faith who hold the title of First Lady, co-pastor, minister wives, or even a pastor of ministry. Our job is to explore your determination and the passions that you have to achieve success, follow your dreams, while we are helping you with providing tools, tips, business strategies so that you can succeed and win. It's all about stepping outside of your box and doing something that you have never done while building wealth in the kingdom for generations to come. So, as you stated, we want to have that experience now. We want to have that experience here. And we are doing the work so that we can create and manifest the things that we have within us. So as you shared with our audience, the tips that we discussed on last week, 2 weeks ago, the first 4 tips on starting that business. Like when you don't know where to start, we provided you with the first 4 ideas that you can start implementing to getting started. So today, this is part 2. We are going to give you 3 more tips to make that 7, right? On what you can do to start implementing this idea that you had, and now it's time to birth it. So the 5th tip is testing it out. How do you test it out? How do you begin introducing the idea to people? Not only are you introducing the idea, but you're introducing the product, your service, and you want to gain buy-in. You want to get customer buy-in. What will people buy, right? So this is an important step because this helps you formulate and continue putting the information in that business plan we talked about a few weeks ago on how you're going to get the product out there to the masses. So I want you to be thinking about some creative things you can do to get the product out to the masses. And one is consider, how can I get my product out to the masses without spending so much money up front? And a great example is when I started the Bag on Wheels business and went out, showing off this bag. I only had one, right? I had one product, and I took that one product to several conferences, several places. I spoke, with this one bag, and people thought I had already created masses, several bags, but I only had that one. And the idea was to take orders so that I could mass produce later. So you would get your orders in first, then go to production, right? So again, you want to figure out, how do I get my product out there? What will people buy? How much will the market, how much will individuals be willing to spend? So that's another area that you need to spend some time in. You start asking these questions. And I remember standing in line at a conference, right? I literally didn't even have a physical bag. I had my bag drawn on a paper. I had a piece of paper with me, and I just started sharing the idea with another woman in line with me, and she loved it, that she literally went upstairs and brought back $600 for a product that she had never seen. She only saw the idea on paper. So I say that, and I share this story to say that, whatever it is that you are passionate about, people will be as passionate as you are when you show them all the benefits, when you show them the value of the product, even if it's not physical yet. And that is an example of how you can start selling before the product even exists.
I love that. I love that. And what I have to even want to add to that, again, that bag is amazing. And she has a patent on her bag. I must insert that. One of the things, too, if you're a person or if you are even thinking about, we'll go with a book. How she said, that's one thing with the book. If you know that you already have the book and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, Lady Shawanna, but the money that it costs to get all of that stuff. Did you know, even once you have the book, all you need is really your cover, an amazing cover amazing cover, but you can begin to do pre-sales, the pre-sales of that said book, right? The pre-sales, like she said, she had a drawing on a piece of paper, and someone actually invested and gave her a $600 investment into a product that had not been produced yet, was on its way to production. You could do something like that. Pre-sales of that, when you do based off the research, when you know you have the item, when you know you have that thing, take some pre-sales, right? Take pre-sales. The pre-sales can help you raise the funds to get that thing produced. I had to add that in, and I know what that feels like because I've done a pre-sale on one of my books, and it definitely, you having the right people and you giving value.
Yes.
Like she mentioned, value. You're giving value before you really even pitch this product to your community, to the people that we get to serve individuals. Be
and
okay.
Then,
yeah.
yes.
No, go.
And I was going to say also, you can, develop your product and manufacture a small batch of whatever it is, right? Create a small batch and then start selling that small batch and start sending out surveys and doing focus groups where you can receive the input, the feedback of that product. So you'll know how to tweak it, how to update things that you thought worked correctly, whatever you have received back from those individuals who's now using your product. This is an opportunity for you to perfect the product. So again, allow those clients, those customers to be a part of that process. And, you can create a social media page and just ask people, hey, give me your feedback. Tell me what needs to be changed. How can I make this a better product? And people will share.
Hey, how about cookie makers? Cake makers? Do those samples. Those are, that's the feedback. If you know that a gluten or being mindful of allergies, to not have to have nuts or not. things like that to get the feedback. Yes. So thank you for those questions. We appreciate you putting those questions out there. And we see you jumping in and we're excited about it. So just in case you are viewing right now the First Lady Prenuers show, where I get to be one of your lovely hosts, Shawanna, Lady Shawanna Kennedy, and I am joined by the lovely First Lady herself, Tiffany Anisette Pringle. We're excited to be here with First Lady Prenuers, giving you tips, tools, and insight to help the First Lady who possibly is already in business, considering business, may know someone in business. This is information that we want to get to you, right? So thank you for those who have already joined the group. Thank you for those who are submitting questions. And we are, yes, looking through all of that so that we can get that information to you in upcoming episodes. So we're excited. So thank you. I know that was a juicy one. That was a juicy tip. You see where we went, right? We want to go deep, but there's more. I know she has another tip up her sleeve, right? What's that next tip?
Okay, so tip number 6 is structuring your new company. How will you structure it? What will you name it, right? What would that name look like, sound like, feel? What does it represent? This is all creating that brand we talked about some time ago. How will you register it? Are you registering it locally by, at your state level, federal level? How are you going to do business? Is your bank account set up? Do you want to go to a brick and mortar bank account, or do you want to have an online bank account? I'll tell you this, online bank accounts are the best the best routes ever. I love this particular.
You gotta tell us why, though. You have to tell us why, because I'm a person, hasn't leaned into that online yet. I mean, even though they have online access, I do have the brick and mortar, right? So you gotta tell us. I have to ask you, why do you like the online banking? Why?
Yeah, see, I had to veer away from the brick and mortar. What you find is, because it is, an established building, you have all of these employees that are waiting for you to come in the door. There are a lot of fees assessed to your accounts, especially when you're trying to open up a business account. They have all these levels. Oh, if you put this much money in, this is the amount we're going to take out every month. And by the time you look at your statement at the end of the month, you're like, look at all these fees I just paid. Whereas an online bank, there are no fees, which why I love it. You have access to your money. You can go to any ATM. It doesn't have to be a branded ATM. They have access to thousands of ATMs to make it easy for you to access your money. You have the opportunity to create invoices there. They'll send you everything digital that you need to conduct business virtually and in person. So when you need to send out a voided check, they'll provide you with, they'll provide you with a document that says, hey, this is your voided check document. So don't knock the online.
No, we're not knocking it. I'm with you. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. We are definitely not knocking it. That is why you definitely need to be a part of our inside group, because inside the group, that's where we'll be giving more private tips and even actually some resources when you become a part of the First Lady Prenuers private Facebook group page, because there's goodies and downloadable things in that group in there. So thank you for sharing us why you like the online, because it definitely makes sense. When I look at even thinking about the year end and just adding up the fees alone, really, it's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. I've seen some banks charge you, you can't write so many checks, or you can't have so many transactions per month. There's another fee for that. So it is just too many fees that I would not, I like to just forego that process and just stick with a bank solution that would allow me to keep my money, because I'm an entrepreneur. As you all are striving to be entrepreneurs, maybe you are seasoned entrepreneurs, but you want to keep your money. You don't want to give it to the banks. Why do you have to do that? So again, utilize all the solutions out there, especially the ones that will save you money in the end. You don't want to spend what you don't have to spend. Again, when structuring your business, you also want to consider how, applying for certain insurances, what's required there. Do you need liability insurance? What type of insurances do you need to cover your type of business? So every business is different. Some businesses don't require any at all, while others require that $1 million policy, that $2 million policy. Even if you're doing some contracting work with other organizations, it may be something that they require. Also, when structuring your company, you want to think about, do you need a patent or do you need a trademark?
Yeah.
So do you need to patent your idea, your physical product? Do you need a trademark, your slogan, your name? Think about what you are creating, how important it is to you, and will it be trademarked? Will that name be ringing in people's ears, their minds? And when they see that logo, it is identified with you.
Yeah.
Again, think about how you can put all of those things in place. And, again, when you think about structure, do you want an LLC? Do you want to be an S corp? Do you want to be a corporation? So, or are you just okay with being a sole proprietor? They all have their own benefits. They all have, a list of advantages and disadvantages, or depending on your type of business and the route you want to take. So that'll definitely be another conversation where we can literally break down the advantages and disadvantages of being a sole proprietor versus LLC, S corp, or corporation.
Yeah, that definitely, those in itself, when you think about the trademark and how you're planning to register, that really does deserve its own episode, because it's some, you really have to be mindful when you make those choices. Uh, but just don't let the start stop you. You know, do it. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. It'll thank you for starting it now, doing it, in these next 30 days, right?
Mhm.
Write the business plan. We talked about that. You have to be okay to make some steps, right? I can't do your push-ups and you get the results of the muscles, right? I mean, unfortunately, it don't work like that, right? But you have to put some, what do they say? You got to put some skin in the game. You got to put some skin in the game. What is that next episode? That next tip? I'm excited about this next tip, because these are some things that cause you to lean in, where people are saying when you're ready to create those samples, that's what helps, right? What's that next tip? Come on, give it to us. Give it to us.
So the final tip is really deciding where you will show up. Will you focus your business in an area that only serves online? Is there an opportunity for your business to go beyond online? So a lot of people are promoting their businesses really hard these days on social media, using Facebook, Instagram, and every social media outlet that exists. And there's still opportunity for you to take those businesses into live events, um, to be a part of things that are existing, in actual physical locations of businesses. So decide, do you want a physical location? You want a place for people to come to? Or are you okay with using the online platform to promote your business? So again, online structure, physical structure, which way will you decide? Either is fine, both is better. And I would definitely encourage both, because you have different audiences in those areas. And then finally, what policies and procedures do you need to have in place? As you're thinking about showing up, what policies and procedures do you need for your company to thrive? Okay. And then who's on your team? We talked about that. Who is on your team to make sure that these policies and procedures are being carried out and the processes are what they need to be for your company to be successful? So again, how do you want to show up when you start that business?
Yeah, because it's the know, like, and trust. Because you could actually have the best product, you could even have the best service, but if they have not seen you in action and heard about you.
Yes.
I want to mention the 10X guy, but he definitely is one that will say if they don't know you, they won't flow you. People have to know that you exist. That's why even while you're in the kitchen mixing up that batter, sometimes it's a great thing, depending on what you're working on, to allow people to see parts of your process, taking them on parts of that journey, because
Yes.
those are the things where they will fall in love with you along the way. And it strengthens that know, like, and trust factor. So they'll say, no, I've been watching them behind the scenes. I've seen what they do. I know that is good quality. That's great quality. They have good material. They have great content. Yes, I want that course. Yes, I'll buy that book, because they've been a part of the journey. And
Mm-hmm.
I have to help somebody. I don't know if I said it in a past episode, but we have to be okay to not expect all of our friends and family to be our customers. When you're
That's
doing this, if you're doing this, my God, if you have that big and because we are directing this towards the women in leadership with regard to being a first lady, or a female pastor, or even a minister's wife, right? Some of you're part of large bodies in the fellowship, but it's still, you still have to say, when in that research, who else is my product for? Not just
mm-hmm.
because I'm a first lady, or whatever position that you hold at your church, right? Or whatever, even if it's for your personal brand and beyond your church, because it may be a product that really does not serve the Christian community. If we're being real, right? There's all sorts of businesses, but we have to watch it so that we don't get, or you're going to have to, develop a little bit of a thicker skin, so that we don't get our feelings hurt right out the gate. And all too often we're offended when they're saying, oh, they're not buying my product, they're not buying my stuff. If
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're basing it on, then you really want to go back to the drawing board and say, who is this for? But that's why along the way, continue to deliver great content. Give them things to want to lean in and tune their ear up when they hear you coming, or when they see you pop online, or when they see you have a post, because you're giving them what they need. So they're, matter of fact, they're hungry, saying, why doesn't she have a product? Why doesn't she offer a service?
That's
Those
true.
are the people that you want to say,
That's
when are
true.
you going to have that conference? When are you going to start that group? When are you doing those? Those are the people, right? And
That is
it's
true.
okay to start collecting. When she talked a little about even the social media piece, be okay to send out the thank yous. Be that person to comment even on social media when someone says something. Talk back to them. Shake up those algorithms. They really do mean something. They really do work. When I think about the service that I get to provide with Kennedy Media, the graphic side of Kennedy Media, and it is those algorithms are something else, and that's why you have to be okay to show up. And
Yes.
I'm so grateful. That's where we mix a little bit of God in there, because sometimes people are saying, oh my God, I have 1,000 people following me, but only 10 people like my stuff. But if those 10 people are the people that are purchasing from you, you're making more money than people who have thousands of followers. Because do
Right.
you want followers or do you want customers? And that's
Exactly.
part of the key as well. So I just wanted to add that in there, to just be mindful of that. These have been some amazing 7 tips. So if you haven't again checked out part 1, check out that part 1. I'm excited that I get to be in this space with the First Lady herself, Tiffany Anisette Pringle. We are First Lady Prenuers, and we come to give you the tips, the tools, the things that you need to start your journey, to help you along the journey, and to give you that boost, that motivation to keep going. So tie a knot, hold on, because we're here to help. What do you have to say, Lady Tiffany?
So I just want to recap, the last steps that we provided today. It was testing out that product, testing out that service, structuring your new company, and then, deciding where you would show up, and then putting your team in place. Okay, so that is so important as you start putting your business strategies in place, getting your business plan developed. Is so important to know who's on your team. And as First Lady Prenuers, we are here to be a part of your team, to support you as you grow your new business, to support you on your entrepreneurial journey. That is our purpose, to help you stand out of the normal box that you've been standing in, and do something different. So we're here to push you, to motivate you to do more and build generational wealth in the kingdom. So until our next episode, I have enjoyed being your co-host on this afternoon, Lady Kennedy. And thank you all for watching. And we'll talk to you again in about 2 weeks.
Thank you guys. Look, share this with someone you know. Let them know we're here. We're here. We're here for you. Thank you again for tuning in to First Lady Prenuers. We'll see you next time. Bye for
Bye
now.
bye.